So, rule 2. So just because of the
that was one rule.
Just because of the tangent. Rule 1 is work deeply. Rule 2 is embrace boredom. Now, this is a very interesting concept that he comes up with here.
This is my favourite of all these rules, right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So intense concentration needs to be balanced with times of doing nothing. So this lets you notice what's coming up in your mind and gives your brain a rest. So slow down and let yourself think. So give yourself time where you don't do anything.
You're quite good at going for walks to like clear the mind, aren't you, mate?
I do walks. Yeah, I try and do them during the day sometimes if I'm lucky enough. But certainly if I'm trying to figure something out, I'll like to go for a walk. If I'm going to have a meeting where we're supposed to be talking about something, I actually like to do difficult conversations on walks too. But I think that doing sort of strategy stuff during a walk or after a walk or something is also quite kind of works.
Yeah. Because I think part of the reason why things feel faster and why we've got less time, I'm going to use an analogy here, right? Is in building a company, it's just important to, and I'm talking about growth here, it's just as important to reduce churn as it is to actually grow the customer base. So if you have a 1% increase in your overall customers and a 1% decrease in your churn, they're pretty close to being the same thing, right? Mm-hmm. They're both big impacts. And so what I think has actually happened is we've just filled in all of our other time with these distractions. So as soon as we finish, a batch of emails or a bunch of phone calls, rather than having that maybe calm walk back to our desk or that calm walk back to the office somewhere, we're on our phone. We're connected into the emails. We've refreshed everything. We've jumped onto automatically, somehow ended up on Instagram. And you're like, hey, how did I end up scrolling through Instagram on my way back to the desk? And I think that's just as big of a problem as it is the fact that we've lost some of that deep work.
Yeah.
And the kind of creativity that comes out of those moments is incredible when you actually do them. I don't know. I feel like I just have this ability to solve problems so much better when I, again, have to be disciplined with it, but dedicate those times.
Yeah, and don't expect anything out of it is probably the other thing that he points out, is that it's not to solve anything in particular. It's just to give your brain time to kind of process everything. I think that's kind of what he's getting at there too. Rule 3, he goes straight for the jugular. Rule 3, quit social media. So quit the distraction machine. It ain't worth it.
Have you quit social media, Lockie?
I'm not too bad. I get on Reddit.
Oh.
Like that.
Okay.
But I'm off Instagram and Facebook and those ones. And Twitter. I don't look at them anymore. I was quite into Instagram earlier in the year, but I've just kind of tried to stop doing that. But I'm certainly not perfect. I've even started over the last, since COVID's been like peaked and the American election I've gotten quite interested in. I've even started checking the news. That's my new social media, is I'm looking at the news again, which I want to make sure I stop doing because I don't like it, but it's somewhat addictive as well. So That's my social media, I think, is at the moment. I've been particularly at the getting towards the end of the Melbourne lockdown. I started reading the news a lot again, and it's made my life worse. So I need to stop doing it.
I love that. Yeah, reading the news made my life worse. It's a nice little quote there. I need to reduce my intake as well, mate. I don't use Facebook. I do check LinkedIn every day. Like, I don't go through the news feeds, but I check what's happening in notifications, that type of stuff. I do the same on Instagram, although Instagram sucks me in a little bit more with watching a couple of stories or something. And yeah, I might check Twitter, but I'd love to get to the place of just not feeling obliged to check any of it. And to be honest, I think that the way to do that, to fast track that, is just to delete the apps, or deactivate your account is the the next level on top.
That's true. Yeah. I think like my addiction to my phone is still really bad. Even if I don't jump on Instagram, I'm still on my phone nonstop.
Yeah,
I'd love to improve that.
I find that in recent years, my social media use has been replaced. So I have a limit of like half an hour a day, but my email and Slack usage has gone right up. So it's almost been, the void has been replaced. So I haven't actually got anything back, probably.
The last one, rule 4, drain the shallows. So a couple of points here. It's really about kind of batching all your shallow tasks together. So doing all your shallow tasks in one hit and then separating them out from the deep tasks. Saying no to things. So say no to stuff that is shallow and you don't need to do it or is not important. Sometimes I'll say yes to those tasks because I just want to feel busy. But the absolute biggest benefit that I've found out of reading this book is to turn off all notifications. So I turned off all my notifications except for my calendar. And it made a huge impact not only on my mood, but on my productivity. Massive difference.